Hey everybody, back to Master here, doing a Firebat Witch Doctor build. Saw it, looked kind of good, tried it out. I do like it. I like it a lot actually. It's probably one of the more viable builds out there to allow for MP10. I don't think a lot of the videos out there accurately show what MP10 is like. They've been cut and edited. Didn't like that, so I'm going to show you what it's like. Not as powerful as a monk or barbarian, critical mass wizard. Can definitely jump in with any of those builds and completely own, which is nice. As you can see, the Witch Doctor is holding a Scorn. That Bane weapon that tends to appeal to all classes except for maybe a Demon Hunter and a Wizard. But the whole premise behind it is the extra life steal. It's much more affordable through a Scorn, believe it or not, than it is through a one-hand and building up life on hit items to adjust for the other 2-3% missing life steal. So, ironically, I think it looks best on the Witch Doctor, because the Witch Doctor has Zuni's set with the skull head and skull shoulders, bone armor. The Scorn looks good. As you can see, the monk doesn't really fit. And the barbarian, again, doesn't really fit. But looks really cool here. I'm going to do a little MP5 key run. Hopefully this is quick. Just to show the build, and then I'll do an MP10 run as normal. So this is the Scorn I got. What you're going to look for is at least 5% life steal and at least 180% critical hit damage. With intellect, that's where everything gets cheaper. I'm using a red gem because I get more DPS on the character sheet through a red gem than a crit gem. If I had a little bit more crit, that might change, but I really don't think so. It just tends to be a Witch Doctor thing. So you go with a red gem. Now, this one cost me 120 mil. Was wicked cheap. It's probably 1300. What is that? 160, 1470, 1370 DPS, which isn't bad. I probably lost 9,000 DPS from the one-hander and the offhand. So damage shouldn't really adjust too much on you for that. Stats haven't changed, you know, still got the 800 to resist all. I've upped my life 8,000. I took out 3 intellect gems and put in 3 life gems. Make it a little bit more survivable. I don't have enough armor. I really want 500 more armor, but I'm not going to get it. So, you know, sad face. But armor in 1.08 is paying off much more than resistances. Resistances have completely been nerfed. At 1100 resistance, I still get one shot by stuff. It's completely terrible. Hopefully they adjust it. Like everyone is whining. Everyone's complaining about the savage beasts charging them off screen and one-shotting them in MP10. Well, what's going on there is armor kicks in, and then it's supposed to be physical resistances, but these resistances aren't lowering damage like they once did. They're barely doing it, or they've upped the damage being caused so dramatically that it's just insane. They did say that they were going to increase the initial hit of elemental damage, but lower the remaining hits thereafter, and I think they missed the cue. Because all the hits are hitting like trucks. I mean, trees can one-shot my wizard with 4,000 armor and 1,100 resistance to poison. It just shouldn't happen, but it does. So you got to take that into effect. MP10 will kill anybody. I don't care what their gear is. So we got a high life per second. That is because of a passive. We got high mana regeneration. It's because of a passive, and of course Zuni's set. Zuni's set is another key feature. You want the 4-piece. It tends to be pretty well standard for all the builds. What the build is Firebat, Cloud of Bats. My build is a little bit different. I've definitely gone for more survivability, having played MP10 and seeing what really happens. You just can't sugarcoat the fact that you need some oh no buttons and ways of getting out of trouble. So we got the Cloud of Bats. The neat thing about this is it does do 500% weapon damage as fire, and the damage of the bats increases 20% every second up to a maximum of 100%. That's not 600% weapon damage, that's 1000% weapon damage after 5 seconds. Very nice. MP10, you won't be able to maintain that on your own too long. You'll see why. Another key focus is Locust Swarm with Pestilence on these lower MPs like MP5. This is absolutely phenomenal. It's crazy. You do Pestilence because it jumps up to 2 targets instead of just 1, and it goes everywhere. It does really good damage, and it returns a really good amount of life to you. Phenomenal. Keep this up. This is almost as important as the Fire Bats. This build is completely defensive. The offensive builds will have Big Bad Voodoo with Slam Dance, so you get some extra damage. Really, if you're doing Uber runs, really good idea to have that in there. I would suggest keeping the zombie dogs in Sacrifice and actually swapping out either Spirit Walk or probably Soul Harvest for the Big Bad Voodoo, because in an Uber, you're lucky to get 2 stacks of this. That's 260% intelligence. That's not going to compare to 30% damage for 30 seconds. So you can get rid of this. I use this to get my mana. It's a good one. It gives you extra damage. That also helps. I got Spirit Walk, Healing Journey. This is a no-no button. If I'm hitting it because I'm in trouble, I'm going to want some life as well. So it's good with Healing Journey. You can obviously do Jaunt or Honored Guest if you have mana issues, but with this build you shouldn't see so many mana issues because it's actually all about getting mana. The passives, Grave Injustice is a staple. Most people, when they're going for the DPS, are doing Gruesome Feast and Pierce the Veil. I'm noticing that when I'm alone, or Spirit Vessel actually too, I'm noticing when I'm alone I have much more trouble. I'm going through much more mana. So what I've got is Blood Ritual, which is 15% of mana cost paid with life. In addition, I regenerate 2% of my health. And Spiritual Entombment, which is 20% mana increase with a regeneration of 1% of maximum mana per second. So, that's where that's coming in. That's giving me 10. You could probably swap this out for Spirit Vessel, which is nice because that reduces the cooldown of Spirit Walk and Soul Harvest by 2 seconds. In addition, if you receive fatal damage, you enter the Spirit Realm for 2 seconds and heal to 15% of your life. So you get 2 seconds immunity and your maximum life back. It will give you enough time to get out and hit, Spirit Walk or something like that. So it's really good. An MP5, I don't think I'm going to have a mana issue, so I'm just going to keep that just in case. And those are the things you can do. So I'm going to go to Festering Woods. Oh, key things to know is when you're casting Fire Bats, you can hit your Soul Harvest and it doesn't interrupt it. You can hit the Spirit Walk and it doesn't interrupt it. However, you can't hit the Locusts because that will interrupt it. As you can see, I'm running out of mana here. I might have to replace that other one. I can't read. Yep, this is defeating all my mana. So I'm going to go back to Spiritual Attunement. I don't know. Sometimes I die because of mana. Nah, I won't. I'll leave it. And we'll just use the Zombie Dog Sacrifice trick a little more often. So, like I said, you can't cast that. It will interrupt it. You can't cast the Zombie Dogs. It interrupts it. And obviously you run out of mana, so you hit Sacrifice and go back up to full mana. But the Sacrifice does interrupt it as well. So, those are the things you can or can't do. I'm going to go to the Festering Woods here, do a little key run as normal. What you want to do is get that Locust Swarms. Oh, look at that. This is already better. Got a rare pack. The mortars, the range, they're going to be the ones that give you trouble.
help.
So you spirit walk. So they're desecrators too. The damage you do will start paying off, but you gotta just time it right. Oh, look at that, Locust killed that one. Locust killed that one. Locusts are awesome. Anything that can push you is not awesome. Oh, he's still alive. Yeah, he's dead. That really wasn't a hard pack, but the mortar is elemental damage. Everything elemental damage is out of skew lately. So, no dogs. Summon dogs. They also help too. So, found a pack. I'm gonna go get the other pack here. Save those up there. Let's see what this pack is. Anything that does range. See? Everything that I'm going to come across is going to be a range. Range and fear. Those are going to be the worst things to deal with. Extra health, life linked, Moltons with jailing. Those are going to be a pain. Because you got to get close to everything. Yeah, I just annihilated everything, as you can see. Really good build, really strong on these MPs. MP10 is more difficult. It is not like this. You gotta treat everything seriously. With that passive though, I still would have lived. Spirit Vessel, it's awesome passive. Just trying to find my own guy. Let's see if I can't find the other rare pack. So it just jumps all over the place, it's awesome. Only lasts 6 seconds though.
I strike at your heart.
So, big packs, large numbers, build works real well. Brave and Justice. It's returning 2% of your mana and health per kill. And they're killing stuff so, like mad. When you're dealing with smaller packs, the sacrifice is what's going to pull you through. So let's go here, get my other stack. There's everything. Oh, well. They were trying to trap me and everything. Oh, see, Spirit Vessel paid off. Exploding. See, these are the nasty things. They can hit you at range, they hit you close up, they drop stuff to get in your way, they knock you back, which interrupts your fire stats, by the way. Gotta get him away from the arcane orbs. These will just eat you up alive. Play the dance. Unfortunately, it's the dance with pants. And there's another one. Spirit Vessel paid off. I'll probably keep it. Mana seems fine. I had an issue, all I would do is use sacrifice dogs. However, if I was running out of mana to the point where I would have to sacrifice dogs again and it wasn't available, which would be a third sacrifice basically, because you should have the dogs up, be able to sacrifice some of the dogs, be able to sacrifice those dogs, and then maybe be waiting on the cooldown of zombie dogs.
This is going badly.
So, alright, it's teleporter, reflex damage, multi. Nothing terrible. Get out of that mess. 1 million, 1.5, 1.4. Zombie bets. They hit pretty hard. So 4 stacked. Actually, let's set first. Start to cool down. When you go into the woods, even on MP5 or the fields, you gotta find a little spot and you can start off from it. You need to find basically a place you can put your back. You can't get charged. You'll get owned if you're charged. I'm gonna get charged, so I'm getting out of there. See? I was getting charged off screen. What everyone's complaining about on the forums. Charge. MP10 definitely can't get charged. Even in this MP, it's 3/4 of my health minimal. So I got myself a little safe place. Now I'm going to go out and find myself 1 pack, which seems to be possible these days in the Fields of Misery. I don't know why I get charged, see? It's like a truck. Charged off screen. Everyone's sitting here saying they don't understand why people are complaining. That's why people are complaining. I'll take that. Get that going. I got 1 dog, so I'll get 3 dogs. Kill these suckers. The only downfall to the fire bats is you basically have to be on top of it. Which is why the packs and higher MPs are really what's the issue. Anyone doing videos of this without showing what they're doing with packs, they're just teasing you. Faking it. Where's a pack? Yep, so you're getting charged. Almost didn't get out of the way. And that'll kill you. Although I got Spirit Blessing, so it won't kill you. But you can get charged by 2 or 3 of these suckers, and oh my god, it's just ugly. Keep that jumping. Yeah.
My curse on you.
See? Packs of monsters really aren't the issue. The large packs, it's the elite packs, the names, the 1 or 2 monsters on MP10. Because locusts alone will kill stuff, except for the big ones. Fire bat owns pretty good. Ah, there's a pack. 3 chargers, let them all charge. And it should be easy, you won't reflex damage fast, so the reflect damage goes off before. So now, where do you guys think keyboard is? much better. See the charger? Oh, another charge. Oh, that almost got me. Well, I guess it didn't almost got me. Spirit Vessel didn't kick in. But it was pretty bad. And when they hit you, they knock you, so you stop casting. Fire bats. If you got a big swarm around you, it's terrible. Which is why I say you always want to know where these big guys are. And you gotta basically break open a nice little safe spot and start exploring. So mobs are coming at you from one direction. Ideally, when you're dealing with large groups of mobs, you want them streaming in a few at a time. Like this, except for that one charger. You want to know what he's doing. You want him just to do this, a few at a time. Kill some, move on, kill some. The locusts are what's going to pull him in slowly. It's awesome. Locusts. Never realized how much of a phenomenal spell it is. Without charge. So my spirit walked. Saw the charge coming. That's what you gotta do on MP10. As soon as you see that guy charging, just hit the spirit walk because it's too late. You got all those mobs around you. The game is kind of set up to do this to you. No dogs up. That guy didn't spread his locusts. What a jerk. And you know you don't got any chargers or trees, you can get surrounded by guys, it doesn't matter. The trees will one-shot you with their buds. Elemental poison damage buds. Oh, another name pack. Really is Nightmare, Stricken Fear, and the Arc Team. I gotta watch out for that. I've already killed most of them. This guy's super effective on this MP5. It almost doesn't seem like MP5, it seems like MP1. That's how awesome he is. Yeah, with the Spirit Vessel it doesn't seem like I'm running out of too much mana, so staying effective. Let's see what it's like in MP10. The survivability probably would pay out.
I strike at your heart.
Keep an eye out for chargers. Let's see. I actually think what's better for this guy would be a brazen bow, whatever that bow is, that shoots through and does cold damage instead of the hell rack. I don't think I want things locked in place, I think I want them slowed. So they can't run away. Uh-oh, chargers. I got charged. But I got away. I just got outside it. Ooh. Didn't get outside that one. That would have been MP10 dead. Charging. That's just nice. key warden. We will be disintegrated in seconds. Or he'll push me away and keep me away forever in some kind of weird lock that happens once in a blue moon. Would blow up pretty nicely. Where's the key warden?
I cast on you.
Oh, I still got more of this map to go.
Need help.
Whoa. Oh, tree bud. Crazy train.
I do not have enough mana.
Oh, no, no. Let's get locked out of this place. Let's get locked there. It's nice with all these mobs and Grave Injustice. Spirit walks off in no time.
Need more mana.
And you can see I'm using Soul Harvest to my benefit.
Evil undoes.
1.5 now. And uh-oh, no key warden. It's not on the outside. That's weird. He's got to be up here.
Spirits.
Ooh, 17. So yeah, I can't even imagine what Paragon 100 this would be like. What's this?
I am undone. Demon spawn have taken root in my fields.
Sponsor. Not Ruby. That's something regulated.
My land is safe.
Pretty XP. Where is this warden? I'm going the wrong way. Oh, I can't cut through there. See how they're streaming in? There it is. See? I'm dead. Oh, no key.
Need more mana.
See off screen. That's what everyone's complaining about. It's like, oh, it's 2%. Dogs aren't as important as the mana. You're running out of mana, always get yourself to full. If it doesn't look like a situation that's going to go bad, you know, get yourself out of the situation. You know, get yourself the mana, and that's how it works. Zombie dogs, and fire bats, and locust swarm. Awesome. Talk to you guys later.